Welcome to All Across Fitness. My name is Jason. Today I'm talking about Fittest in Cape Town, who will be going to the CrossFit Games and how that could change after the Open at the end of February. So today was the end of Fittest in Cape Town. It was an excellent event. It had a lot of different challenging workouts, a few surprises along the way, and it was covered through Facebook. So you could watch the live stream. The videos were backed up. That meant you could go and watch them if due to the time difference you weren't able to watch them live streamed. And I thought that was excellent. Was the quality the best? Well, no, but they even said it wasn't going to be. And you have to remember, this is a free service, so it's understandable that people might complain, for example, at Wodapalooza, where they were having to pay for a very poor coverage of the events. But for something that's free, I don't think we can be that critical. And I'm going to put out a video on my opinions on the different coverage we've seen through these sanctional events, and perhaps how some of us have overreacted slightly. With regards to who won, well, we saw Sean Sweeney, the CrossFit cowboy. He took first place. He'll receive an invitation to the games. I think that's excellent news. He's a real personality, someone you want to see on that big stage. For the women, it was Catherine David's daughter. Now, I am only going to be speaking about the individual men and individual women in this video, simply because once you bring the teams into it, it starts to get even more complicated. So perhaps look out for another video where I'll talk about the teams, but that's probably going to be after the Open, once we see perhaps which individuals have taken an individual spot, so aren't going to be going on teams, and that might make it a little bit easier to understand who could potentially be going to the games. But it is interesting that there's probably going to be a huge change after the Open. Just looking at who's going so far through sanctional events. So for example, for the men, from Dubai we have Matt Fraser, he won. Wodapalooza was Pat Vellner. The Australian CrossFit Championships saw James Newbury take first place, and now for this in Cape Town we have Sean Sweeney. So there are 4 Games athletes so far. However, that could change. Why do I say that? Well, also looking on the women's side, we already see how backfilling is starting to work, because in Dubai we saw Sam Briggs take first place, then at Wodapalooza it was Tia-Clair Toomey, but then in the Australian CrossFit Championships Sam Briggs won again, which meant that that space got backfilled by Madeline Strutt. So she'll be going in place of Sam, Sam will still be going obviously, but she'll be taking that invitation from second place. In Cape Town we've said Catherine David's daughter will be going. So at the moment, fairly simple. But once you bring the Open into things, well then it gets very interesting. Because going back to Dubai, Matt Fraser, there is a very good chance he is going to win the Open. In which case, it will pass to second place. Well, that was BKG. Now there's a very good chance he will win as a national champion and receive an invitation through the Open as well. Who then would push it to third place, but that was Willie George. He's a Frenchman. He's got an excellent chance of going as a national champion. Which means it pushes on to fourth, that was Travis Mayer. Now why is that so important? Well, let's jump now to Wodapalooza. Pat Vellner. Now there's a good chance he'll go with this invitation. But there's also a very good chance he'll go through the Open, in which case it passes to second place. Well, that's Travis Mayer. So we've already said he's probably going through Dubai. So that would push it on to third place, that's Noah Olsen. Now, considering the performance he had, how much he struggled the first day at Wodapalooza, for him to go through that competition would be incredible. Moving on to the Australian CrossFit Championship, well, we've said James Newbury won that. Yeah, he could go as a national champion as well. That just pushes it on to Baden Brown, so he'll take his place. Through Fittest in Cape Town, well, Sean Sweeney won. Probably that's how he's going to be going. He could take one of those top 20 spots in the Open, in which case Cole Sager would get his spot from Fittest in Cape Town. A similar thing happens when we look at the women's side. Sam Briggs, we've said she won in Dubai. She could also go as a national champion, in which case it would pass to Jamie Green. Tia-Clair Toomey, that won at Wodapalooza, very good chance she will go as a national champion, in which case it would pass to Carrie Pearce. Through Australia, we already mentioned that Sam Briggs won't have taken that invitation. That would have passed to Madeline Strutt. And in Fittest in Cape Town, well, Catherine David's daughter won. Again, excellent chance she could be a national champion, in which case it would pass to Mia Arkeland. What is also interesting with regards to this national championships and how people are getting through, Alessandra Pacelli, she came third at Fittest in Cape Town, but if you've noticed on her appearances, I think in Dubai, also here in Cape Town, the little flag next to her name, well, that was an Italian flag, which means she's got dual citizenship, so she's representing Italy. So that gives her an excellent chance of going as a national champion through Italy. So it is interesting to see already how things are shaking up because of the Open, how potentially different people could be receiving these invitations. Hopefully this is the only year we're going to have confusion, because theoretically from next year the Open will have already happened before the sanctioned events, in which case we won't have as much confusion. Pretty much day of the event we'll know who's taking that spot, whether it's first, second or third place, or as we saw in Dubai, fourth or fifth place could even take that spot. So a lot is going on in the CrossFit season. So I would like to put up another video about the difference between the regionals and sanctionals. Personally, I'm a big fan. I think it's never been more interesting to follow competitive CrossFit. I don't know what your opinions are. Leave them in the comments. Also, if I got something wrong, feel free to leave that in the comments. This is quite a confusing topic. I'm trying my best to understand it, trying my best to put it out there for other people if they are interested in following CrossFit competitively as well, or as a sport. So good time to be a CrossFitter, good time to be interested in CrossFit. Look out for my videos that are coming up. We're going to have one talking about the Open, one talking about the coverage of sanctioned events, and a few other things as well to surprise you. So that's all from me. Thank you for listening. This has been All Across Fitness, and I'll see you again in the next video.
You're listening to a Pave Media show.
Visit pavemedia.net for more podcast and video entertainment.